What's up YouTube? Jeff back again, and today continuing my One UI 4.0 beta content review. I did a full review and then I'm trying to target the individual features kind of one by one. Today I want to talk about the gallery and the photo editing features because there's actually an interesting feature in here that I had overlooked in my original review. Again, I did a video review as well as on xdadevelopers.com. I'll drop my link below to the XDA developers and the video if you guys want to check it out. Anyway, if you go into gallery, there's some interesting new stuff. I'll show you guys on the particular photo in a second. First of all, the way that albums are organized, they now show the album cover as the first photo in your album. Also, if you have a whole bunch of different pictures, there's improved search results, and you can kind of search by different types, see video, single take, things like that. Oh, and you also saw at the bottom there's a thing called things and scenery here, and then another one called electronics, because I take a lot of photos of like keyboards and laptops and stuff for my work over at XDA. And then this also is something worth mentioning actually. If you have a Samsung Cloud photos and videos, I already downloaded these on another phone, so I don't know why it keeps notifying me and reminding me of this. But if you have some, they're actually going to be completely removed on September 29th, so you may have gotten this notice as well. So anyway, some other things you can do now. Let me actually go into a photo here and then go down here. One thing that's really nice is, of course, you guys know the remaster picture option's been there for a while. You can actually see your new photo and the old photo side by side here. Actually does a really nice job of improving brightness and sort of light balance and things like that. One thing that's nice now is that once you actually save a photo, so if you save this new photo, you can actually revert the photo anytime you want, even after you've saved it. So now after it's saved, you can go back to revert to original, and then it will change it back. So you used to not be able to revert the photos back to original once you'd already saved them. So that's something that's kind of cool. I want to go in here actually and show you guys, well, actually I can use this photo again. You can now, if you go into the editor, you can actually add some emoji and stickers and things like that to your actual photos. So if you go in here, tap on emoji, you can add some fun emoji, position it in the picture. This is probably really cool if people like to post stuff when, I'm not really huge on posting this kind of stuff on Instagram or Snapchat, but some people might be interested in doing that kind of thing. You can also get stickers, of course, there's also some stickers that include your AR emoji, so you can add your AR emoji inside there as well. That's kind of something fun to play around with. If you're not into that and you're more into the serious sort of photo editing side of things, if you go into the editor and you actually scroll over here, so you're trying to edit things, you actually have a couple of different options here for kind of how to go about editing. One of them around the bottom here is the new light balance editor. You can see here the new light balance slider, which changes your light balance to left or right. It's easier to use, and kind of the increments are a little bit easier to read and understand what they do. They cleaned up the menu a little bit as well, all the way around. Exposure, contrast, highlights, a little bit easier to kind of use with the slider and kind of see how things interact. Simplified the menu quite a bit overall there. Now the big feature that I wanted to show you guys is this new feature in Labs, which works a lot like Photoshop. So if you go down here to the bottom and you actually choose to edit, so let's choose edit first. If you go down here in the bottom corner with the 3-dot menu, you actually have a thing that says Labs here. If you go into Labs, you can turn on Object Eraser. Now these Labs features are experimental features, just like you see in the settings. There's some Labs options you can turn on and play around with. This one is as well. It says you can get the Object Eraser added to the options at the bottom of the editing screen, and you can swipe all the way over to find it. So you see at the bottom, once you enable it, you've got Object Eraser there. Now I'll show you guys a demo. Let me choose a different picture. This one that has the fence in it, I actually want to show you. This one right here has this tree in the top here. I'll show you how this works. So let's go into Edit, click on the dots, go to Object Eraser. You can tap on anything you want to get rid of here. So I'm going to try to get rid of the tree here in the top corner. Just tap on it. You see it highlights it there in like a purple color. And then at the very bottom, you just hit Erase. And then it gets rid of it. And you can actually see that it does a pretty decent job. There is some artifact up here, so you do have to be a little careful. It'd be nice if there's an easier way. You can zoom in as well. So let me revert this. If you hit the arrow, you can kind of undo what you highlighted before. Every time you want to undo it, you just hit the arrow back. So let me try this again. Let me try tapping this again, and then trying erasing, and let's see if we get, yeah, that's a little bit better. So you can see I got the whole tree. there's not as much of an artifact. It is still there, kind of hard to see on the video, but there's still an artifact in the very corner. But that does do that pretty nicely. Now, if you want to get rid of something more complicated though, like a fence, you all probably remember the fence removal demo from Google Photos from Google I/O a couple years ago. That doesn't do as well. So I've been playing around with it. So let's say I want to get rid of the fence here in the foreground. The fence is a little harder to remove. So if you do erase, it doesn't really just erase the fence, it erases a lot of the grass in the foreground, and you get all these weird artifacts. The same thing if I want to erase a tree back here. Let's say I actually want to erase this whole tree along with the building. It really messes it up and you get some really nasty artifacts. So does this feature work? Sure, it works just fine in terms of removing some very basic things, although they probably need to improve this a little bit. I mean, this is why it's in the lab section, but eventually, hopefully they'll improve it and this will actually be a really nice feature where you can remove some unwanted bits from your photos. So those are the main things that I found from the gallery. The next, I'm going to cover the camera and the new UI. Let me know what else you guys want me to cover in detail with the features. I'm trying to cover these one at a time. Whenever the next version of the beta rolls out, of course, I'll do another full review. If anyone's interested in picking up a Galaxy S21 or supporting my channel, helping me out, I'll drop a link below to Samsung's new phones. If anyone's interested in helping out the channel, those links always help me out. Otherwise, you guys can follow me at Twitter in the links below as well, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks a lot for watching.